and all worlds will join, where every man is equally under God. Prosperity for all and endless life with pure untainted blood will forever flow. The beginning of mankind and every step taken since are essential elements in this journey. Heaven will be created. This is the power of the living. This is the power of knowledge. In the future, man will be more than man. By God's will, man will find peace and tranquility, but with his approval. Eventually, we will all coexist forever, painless. Today is that journey.
Race relations, white supremacy. Let's just get something straight right now. White people, I am not going to do what Obama did. I am going to be voicing a whole lot of race relations in America because it is the job of the president to help fix that problem, not ignore it and act like it don't exist. So I'm going to be pointing out things of, you know what I'm saying, all the kind of stuff that's been popping off in the United States that ain't right. I'm going to point it out. Most of the people who are black in the United States, they just want to be acknowledged. They don't want you to give them everything or take from other people to give to them or anything like that. They just want people to acknowledge the reality of what the situation is. A lot of people just don't want to acknowledge it because they can't. They don't really know anything is going on. They can't see anything that's going on. Right now today, okay, somebody lost their life. Not to the point to where they died, but they lost their life because the system took it from them. The system just made them into a felon, and it did it unjustly. Because it violated their due process and all this other kind of laws, speedy trial, all kinds of stuff. It's violating their constitutional rights in the process. It didn't offer them a fair trial. It wasn't a speedy trial. Everything was violated. And they didn't even do anything violent. They were just trying to enjoy their life by probably getting high. Usually that's the situation where people go to jail. You know, they use the idea that people want to get high to destroy your life. They literally use that to destroy your life. Mainly if you're a minority. You have to have protection. Otherwise, you're going to get your rights taken in the system. Therefore, a lot of black people have lost their lives. They're losing them daily. Okay, this is happening for real all the time. Black people have been waiting to have somebody in the White House to actually acknowledge it. Just acknowledge it. Every president has always acted like it's not that bad. Even the first president, George Washington, we want to free him, man. We want everybody to be free. But I guess we just go ahead and slave them, you know? I mean, everybody is putting these black people to the side to go with whatever else that people are wanting, the consensus of the society, the part of society that's got all the money and all the power, and most of these people are white. So we have this imbalance in our system. You know what I mean? Like there are black people who are slipping through the cracks, okay? Not all black people are been put in a bad situation in their life. You know, like Dave Chappelle, he's never went through anything horrible in his life. Besides the simple fact that he kind of sold out his own race for money. That's pretty much the gust of what he's done wrong. It's a psychological thing for him to deal with. But society hasn't done him wrong. No, society, he's one of them black people who really don't even consider themselves black because they've never lived the life of a black person. They never had to deal with black things. So therefore, they don't really even understand the black people's plight. Dave Chappelle is very comical about what happens to black people. See what I'm saying? It's a comedy to him. He's never had to deal with it. It's kind of funny, you know, to him. But he feels the wrath of this whole racial thing because he still is black. He's never been violated. He's never lost anything. Life has never been threatened just because he was black. He will never understand that. And he barely has any sympathy for it. Okay, there's a lot of black people like that. Candace Owens is another one of them. They talk down on black people. Your arguments are futile. You're fighting the wrong battle. You don't know what you're doing. No, these are people. They know how they feel. They're doing what they're doing because you can't totally eradicate somebody's feelings. If a person feels like they're being treated wrong, maybe you're not treating them wrong. But still, that's not stopping them from feeling that way. You gotta hear them out. For effective communication, you first have to listen. Black people have grievances in America. As a community, all black America pretty much have a grievance. America, you've dealt us a bad hand every single year of this country's existence. You have continued to deal us a bad hand. And we believe that we deserve some kind of compensation. We all know that that's the argument of black people. So I'm going to acknowledge that. First, you have to acknowledge it if you expect to fix anything. We got to do something. This is what I'm talking about doing. I'm not gonna single out black people and say, oh yeah, well look, I'm just gonna help y'all. Because that's just another form of racism. In this country, the white man's been on top and the black man has been down here. We're not finna, bring the black man up here and have a white man down there and then let the white man work his way back up and now we're equal. We're not going to do that. The white man's here, black man's down here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? The Mexicans and all that, you know what I'm saying? We down here somewhere. We're going to bring everybody up to here. And then that's going to be it. We're never going to be better than white men. We're going to be considered equal to white men. We're never going to become better. That's not the right thing to do. We don't even want that. White people, black people don't want to be better than you. We don't want the title of being better than you. We don't even want to be responsible like that. We just want equality. That's it. We want to be treated fairly. Because then it won't feel so aggressive just to live, just to go outside. You walk into a store, it's like you stole something. It's always this weird aggression coming at you. And then you have to ignore it and act like it's not there. It's a psychosocial issue about race. To fix all this, in my plan, I'm planning on paying black people their reparations. Me in my heart, I don't believe all black people deserve reparations. But I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna make the playing field equal. If you believe you do, then vote for me and you get $1 million. And there's your reparation. But I'm not just saying, okay, just only black people get this. This is for everybody. White, black, Mexican, whatever, Indian, whatever. It don't matter what you are. Vote for me. You get $1 million. Problem with black people and white people and the whole racial thing went down for so many centuries in this country. We're gonna correct that. We're gonna correct it, and this $1 million is gonna correct it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna write up a petition, right? We're gonna write up a petition. We're gonna put a declaration together, and it's gonna be a historical thing. Black people are gonna sign on to this thing. We're gonna all vote for it, sign on to it. This petition to the United States is gonna say, okay, look, America, black people forgive you for everything, all the atrocities of the past. We forgive you. We are convicting you of what you did. First, let's acknowledge that what you did was wrong. America. I'm not pointing out white people. I'm saying America. Because black people, Indians, Native Americans played into it too. Native Americans was helping the slave people, slave us. You have people all over the country, all over the world helping. So I'm not pointing out white people. I'm pointing out America. America did this. America owes an apology for that. The black citizens are owed an apology for all of these things that went wrong. So we finna do that. We finna address the situation for what it is. America did this. It was wrong. America did that, and it was wrong. And America acknowledging that. And the black people of today are saying, we accept your apology. And it's gonna be all written out. And then $1 million going to every single person that supported that situation. Not all black people gonna support it, because you got some black people like Dave Chappelle out there who they don't see things the same way as black people. They don't live in the same world. They're not going to support this. They're going to be running to vote for the Republican because they think that this is a different way of life. If you're a black person and you vote Republican, I understand wanting to vote something else besides Democrat. It makes sense. Black people have grown to a point to where we want to represent other things. We want to represent so much other things. We don't want to just be pigeon-toed into being a Democrat. But the people that's doing that are convicting the people that's voting Democrat and saying, oh, you're just doing it because you're slave-minded and you're letting somebody else control you. And the Democrats are the racist ones. Both the Republican and the Democrat parties are racist. They traditionally have always been racist. The situation about race in America has always been controlled with the Democrats and Republicans. They've been keeping this thing going for the longest. They could have changed it at any time, but they decided not to. And they're still deciding not to change any of this situation. They're not making a big deal out of it. Even Obama, when he got in office, he did not make a big deal out of slavery. He didn't make a big deal out of any of this situation. He tried to make a big deal out of the homosexual situation. They're fighting for rights, but that's like 2% of the community. You know, what about all these black people? That's what the black people's grievances were. Why aren't you speaking up and helping us? We need some support. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna support these people, but I'm not gonna stop at them. I'm gonna support you too, whether you white, Mexican, or Indian, or whatever. I'm supporting everybody that supports me. $1 million. The black people got their agenda with the white people and the way this country was created. Okay, so we gotta fix that. I'm trying to fix that. Settle the whole situation, and now our problems is in the background. Now we can stand together like a family. Now we don't have to sit here and hate on each other no more. We done elevated our situation. And we need to do that because we're going into a whole nother system of government where everybody's a government controller. We got to learn how to work together. So we got to put our differences behind us. I'm trying to put everything in the past, box it up, and leave it in the past. I mean, it's still there and we're going to learn from it. We're not going to get rid of it. We're going to acknowledge what that happened in this country. We're going to acknowledge that was wrong. Then we finna change it fundamentally so that nobody has to go through that, no matter what color you is. And we're not going to be doing like affirmative action where we're going to point out a certain group. No, everybody is going to be equal. If you down for the crown, you down for the situation, you down for the crown, that's $1 million, baby. That's $1 million. If you black, come get your reparations. You know, don't hate on me. This is what I'm getting out of the situation, right? This is what I get out of it. You know, this is what I'm getting out of winning in the White House. First, I get to prove something for black people. You know what I'm saying? I get to prove that a black man is very valuable and you can't ignore that. Once people see what I have done, that's gonna make black people believe in themselves. Obama, he made it to where black people started believing in themselves, but then As soon as they start believing themselves, they start downing themselves because they know they can't live up to Obama. But anybody can live up to my standards. I'm not making it that high. I got my shirt off. I got my shirt off and my hair ain't cold. So it's a lot of people. Anybody out there can, you know what I'm saying, one up me on it, on the situation, because I'm not making it difficult for you. I'm making it easy for you to be just like me, if not better. This is kind of part of my whole style, my composure. It's not to be better than you. I got this crown on as symbolization that I am a master of my destiny, and then I'm gonna make you a master of your destiny. This is not about an ego trip, me saying I'm better than everybody. No, I'm saying I'm equal. And for me to be a black man coming from nothing and nowhere, now I'm the president of the United States. Okay, that right there is the American dream. I represent the American dream more than any of these other candidates. When I win the White House, that will be a big change in the way our government has worked and the way it works. I'm gonna get the credit for doing all that. I'm gonna get the credit for changing the way the United States works. I'm trying to get that credit for changing the United States for the better. I'm trying to speed up our evolution. I want the credit for that. This is my idea. It's not completely thought all the way out, exactly every little detail of this blueprint. But it's like, it's not even just about me doing it myself. This is me getting the engine going in everybody else's mind to see where we're going. Each person that votes for me, that's a state that's saying I'm ready to change the United States, overhaul the government to a whole nother level, because that's what I'm talking about doing. I'm not talking about what these other candidates are talking about, which is a Band-Aid situation. We're gonna keep the problems that we got and just try to do a little bit to help a few people. No. I'm not talking about doing that. That's why I don't want to be president, because that's horrible. I don't want to be somebody that's out here telling lies, trying to get stuff done just to satisfy these people, and then try to satisfy these people, and then I'm doing all this just to satisfy myself, really. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like nothing's really getting done, and I'm a sellout, so I go down in history as a sellout. No. Think about it. None of these presidents are really important people, if you think about it. All throughout our history, besides George Washington, and the reason why is none of them really meant anything. Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, Roosevelt, these guys meant something because they were a part of a major change in the United States. The rest of them, it wasn't about nothing. It's kind of like this Trump administration. It's not really about nothing. There's nothing going on. We, as a country, have moved up to a situation to where we can have somebody like me, just an artist off the street, be the president. Because that's what we have right now in the White House. This guy, a creative type of person, he's an entertainment like mogul or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He's not a smart person. He's not intelligent. He's the exact opposite of Obama. But the country is still continuing to get better. He's trying to take all the credit for himself, but we all know this has nothing to do with him, the fact that we're getting better and better. It has something to do with the fact that we are speeding up our evolution on our own. We've been changing, and we done rearranged our situation to where we don't need a genius in the White House. I mean, well, a super intelligent person, we can have anybody in the White House now, because the White House is not really running the country. But the way the country is being run is not on point. So we got to change that. The way I'm talking about changing is putting everybody in control, right? But we have a problem because everybody's kind of fighting with each other socially because of all the issues of the past. So now we have to also set that stuff down. So first, you have to acknowledge it. So yes, white people, I am acknowledging everything that went wrong with black people. I am black. Things went wrong with me. I can't help but notice that we got problems in our society because I am an example of that. You will hear about that later on. You're going to hear about it, but I'm not going to focus on my issues and my problems. I'm trying to focus on the problems and the issues of the whole country so that we don't have people like me that have the power to run this country, but we're squandering their abilities because we don't think highly of them because of their skin color. We're cheating ourselves because every rich white man is not great. It's just not true. Just like every black man is not great. Every man is not great. It's hard to find the great one, because it's usually they're surrounded by an idiocracy and they look just like the rest of them. Somebody who has greatness in them, they'll never achieve it because we don't have the facility of it 90% of the time. You got all these rich white men, right? And none of them are talking about doing what I'm talking about doing. And what I'm talking about is pure greatness. Pure greatness. It's hard to understand until you really just sit down with me and just listen to what I'm saying. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a question answers kind of like a live video situation going on here pretty soon. Because I want to this is not just about me. This is about all of our ideas coming together. I'm going to start working on another situation, with this vlog. I'm going to take it to the next level to where I'm including the community. First, I'm trying to do what I can to kind of build the community. And I'm running into, all kind of problems with the advertisements because they keep trying to bring me down because they're saying that, oh, you're derogatory and that mannequin, they were saying, oh, that's a sexual thing and it's sexually derogatory. We're going to pull your ads down. And it's almost like they're really just looking for ways to try to say that I'm not good and they want to pull my ads. And the reason why is because the powers that be feel threatened. And the reason why is because what I'm saying is something that people would want to do. If it wasn't nothing that anybody wanted to do and nothing that anybody cared about, they wouldn't be trying to shut me down on Facebook and shut me down on YouTube and shut me down everywhere I go. I'm finna start having to advertise in the porn world just because they're trying to shut me down every little thing that I do. And they're trying to change me as a person and as a candidate. And it's like, no. I'm gonna do this thing in an artistic fashion the way I am and as a straight up person. Because I gotta come to you straight. I gotta be straight up with you because of what I'm about to do. What I'm about to do is gonna be unprecedented. But see, the reason I can do it, a lot of people looking at me like, how are you gonna do this? How you just gonna come up out of nowhere and do this? And it's like, look, I am a creative person. I'm looking at what needs to be done, and then I'm just adhering to that. I'm adhering to what actually needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting my creative juices flow as I'm looking at the problem. This is like a painting to me. The United States is my painting right now, and so I'm finna figure out how to make it beautiful. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just figuring out how to make this painting look right. I'm not letting anything inhibit me. There's nothing I can't do. So when you're thinking like that, then you become that. I'm thinking on that level, I'm creating on that level, and I'm becoming that level. By the time we get there, I'm knowing what to do exactly. We done went back and forth. Now we understand what we need to do. Now, one thing we gotta do, we gotta deal with race relations in America. I got the answer right here on how to fix it. Not just the money though. The money's gonna help big time because that's gonna kill all the crime and punishment. I'm going to destroy that because it ain't going to be no reason to commit crime because you're going to get $1 million up front. Then you're getting a dividend like $1,500 a month. So you got $1 million plus you're getting $1,500 a month. You're insured. I mean, come on now. I mean, you don't, what are you stealing for? Why are you breaking the law? You got everything you need. If you want more, then go get more. Go earn more. There's ways of doing it. There's a lot of ways. Okay, but you don't have to steal it now. There's not this pressure to be a backstabbing thief. Figure it out. That's how most people end up selling drugs. Their back's against the wall. That's how people end up doing all kinds of crimes because their back is up against the wall. I mean, Donald Trump is a billionaire. His back been up against the wall and he done did all kinds of things that was illegal. That's why he finna lose his job right now. And nobody really cares because they got their job. Their job is not dependent on Donald Trump. Nobody's job is dependent on Donald Trump except a few people left in the White House. It doesn't matter to anybody. Donald Trump is not serving anyone but himself. So he's gonna lose his job. We, the American people, are making the United States work. We don't even need a president no more. And my plan kind of like establishes that because now effectively the power is the people. Okay, and that's another way we're gonna solve this race problem. Because okay, if you're black, right? You're a black person. You done got yourself caught up in a situation. You can bring your situation out to the people. Other black people can see this situation and they can say, okay, I want to help this guy. It's 50 million black people in the United States. They see like, okay, take the situation with Trayvon Martin. This happened with Trayvon Martin. So all these black people felt like they wanted to do something about that situation. All these black people were kind of fucking hurt by the situation and then they feel like they want to do something. But see, right now as it stands, all you could do is go protest and talk crazy and look crazy and hold people up on their job, getting in the street, blocking off the street and stuff like that and try to bring awareness for what? Awareness to what? To your own failure because that's not changing anything. It's like, it's the American thing to do, but it's not really effectively doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's bringing awareness though. Now we got a system where, okay, this cop did this to Trayvon Martin. Okay, then the grand jury comes in and they say, we think he's not guilty, we're gonna let him go. Now the black people in that community and white people around there who object to that, if enough of them object, they can overrule the grand jury and say, oh, no, you're wrong. You're wrong about that. You need to prosecute him because of this, that. So now we got to negotiate again. Instead of it being just, oh, these few people right here who don't know nothing about the law and who really don't know nothing about this case, oh, they're going to make a decision about this situation. So black people now, they have a way to work together. Trayvon Martin's family, let's say they were poor and they couldn't fight. You know what I'm saying? They say, okay, well, look, we're going to take this guy to court and we're gonna try him. But the representation is not good. We need the best representation. Well, we're gonna need a lot more money. Then all the black people in the United States can just shoot. There's 50 million of them. They can shoot like 50 cents. That's $25 million. It's like, oh yeah, I believe in that. It's just a simple button. Boom. And that came out your taxes. 25 cents came out of your taxes. All the taxes that you're paying. 25 cents came out, or even, you know what I'm saying, or even 25% of that, and you still got like $5 million, and that's gonna pay for all, you know what I'm saying, Trayvon Martin's case and his family and stuff like that to make sure they get the justice that they deserve. See, now we talking power and community. So let's take it even further. Let's take it to the transgender. You're a man, but you're contemplating becoming a transgender. You don't have a lot of money, and it's gonna cost like $60,000 for you to get this transfer done. Okay, so you could go to the people that are transgender. How many transgenders in the United States?
A different survey in 2016 from the Williams Institute estimated that 0.6% of U.S. adults identify as transgender.
Okay, so let's just say we got 3 million transgenders. Okay, we know exactly how many transgenders. Like, I'm sitting there asking Google, this is coming up with these retarded numbers. Oh, this website says this website. No, you're gonna be able to get on, first of all, you'll be able to get on the Facebook government, and then you'll probably, you know what I'm saying, you'll be able to ask the Constitution, hey, how many transgenders? It'll tell you, you know what I'm saying, specifically how many are registered in America. You know, there may be more, but it'll show you exactly how many are registered and that are making their information public. It's not gonna be like they're telling you their names and addresses and all that. It's just saying, hey, I'm registering myself as a transgender just for the sake of, you know what I'm saying, the information to be out there. Now, these transgenders all together could actually create a group in Facebook government so that they can work on issues themselves. So you can appeal, if you want to become a transgender, you can appeal to that group. You can go to that group, and then you say, hey, you know what I'm saying, this is my story, and I want to become a transgender, but I can't afford it. Can you help me? And they look at that situation. Is he really a transgender, or is he trying to extort us for money? No, he's really a transgender. They see all this information about you, and they be like, yeah, okay, well, look, we're gonna help you out. And then these 1 million transgenders, all they gotta do is agree to help you on your campaign. You put it in the box and you say, hey, my operation is gonna cost this much, this much, this much. Here's the thing for, you know what I'm saying, here's the account where, you know, the money needs to go and all this. It's gonna go to the doctors and all blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay. They do an algorithm and they calculate, everybody just pays like 25 cents out of their taxes. All these transgenders pay 25 cents out their taxes. 25 cents. And then bam, you got like the best doctor, the best, you know what I'm saying, the best operation that you can get. You got all the medicine and everything you need, and they supported you with like just a click of a button, like a little of nothing. And it's because they support you, and then now you probably join the group, and now you're helping them support others. We have a situation where black people can help each other and not have to rely upon white people who are indifferent because they just don't understand and don't know and don't really care. And it's hard for them to care because they got too much stuff they need to care about. I mean, it's everybody's right to just care about themselves. If you do have a heart for what other people are going through, you can group with these people and socialize with these people, which is what people do. We socialize. So now we got a way to socialize and a way to help each other. So now all these actors are working together in real time, in real life, and helping each other move to the next level. All these different communities and all these different people are working together. And they're investing money together, and they're creating foundations, and they're working together. Rich white men are making all the decisions on everything everybody can have and can't have. That's the situation we're living in. A lot of people, they hear me say rich white men and white supremacy, and they keep thinking like, oh, it's just all in your head. It's all in your head. But no, it's reality. It's our reality, and it needs to be changed to where everybody can have their own little decision making. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be just this rich white man, this old rich white man that doesn't really like anybody or anything that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like these old rich white men, they have their style and they got the things that they like. But then there's other people they got their style and they got the things that they like. The rich white man is not gonna be, you know what I'm saying, try to support you on what you're doing because he doesn't like that. Why should he have to support something that he don't like anyway? I feel you on that. You shouldn't have to support it. But why not let people support it who do want to support it? See, we don't have that. So now these black people that are in the black neighborhoods, they need representatives to represent them. The people that's representing them are really, they're either not good enough because they're not connected or they're working against them. You know, all the resources is really going over here to these people who have most of the money and putting most of the money into the city or the taxes. So it's like, oh, well, we deserve it. You know what I'm saying? We like over here in the nice neighborhood, we got all of our streets brand new and paved. Over there in y'all neighborhood, y'all got, but that's because y'all representatives ain't working. Y'all ain't paying as much taxes. So y'all don't deserve it. And it's like, no. They do deserve it. And if you let them represent themselves right, they will do and fix up their own situation. There's just no platform for it. A lot of people think that black people are just doing themselves in. And it's like, no, we've already been done in. We're trying to get done with the situation of being done in so we can do for ourselves, because trust me, black people are just people. They're gonna do for themselves. They've been trying since this country started. And it's always been a brick wall that says, no, whites only. I mean, and it's still, even with affirmative action, it's still like whites only for a lot of things. And you know, you walk into a bar over here in Dallas, you walk into a bar and it'll say whites only. And you can't see the subliminal messaging unless you're just really thinking about it. You know, you walk into a bar, first you look around and there's nothing but white people in here. It's in a white neighborhood. The music that they're playing is just white people singing. But then you listen to the songs and it's a bunch of black songs, but they've got white people singing them instead of black people. So they won't even let black music play. That is a whites only establishment. They're not telling you that. It's a subliminal message. Because when a black person goes there, they're going to feel uncomfortable. They're going to be like, oh, this music is kind of corny. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be like, I just don't want to come here simply because it's just corny and the music's corny and the people act corny. And it's like it's purposely corny because the white people are seriously trying to drive out any other people that's going to come in there because they're trying to stylize the bar based on what they want their customer base to be, but that's just an example of the fact that we got whites only things going on. We know this as black people. We see this and we know this, but we don't get mad about it. We don't try to throw up no picket signs or nothing like that. We just accept it for what it is and then we leave. You know what I'm saying? White people, they hate accepting things for what they are. They want things to be the way that they think they should be. You know what I'm saying? So they try to dictate everything to be specifically the way they want it to. If they don't want to see people walking down the street naked, then they're going to put a rule against that. They don't want to see people sagging their pants, they're going to put a rule against that. Black people are more like laid back and acceptable. They be like, okay, look, if you want to sag your pants and you want to do this and you want to be gay, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to tell you what you can't do? And that's kind of like the real American way. You know what I'm saying? Just let people live. You know, let people live. I understand you don't, as a white person, I understand you don't want to look at this and that and see this and that all the time. You're not going to see that if you gave people real freedom. The moment you start seeing that, people walking down the street naked and stuff like that, is because people are trying to express what, you know what I'm saying, what freedom really is and how we supposed to be having. You know what I mean? Like they're being the example that there is a problem. It's just a way of speaking out. But the reality of the situation is we got to change the relations of black people and white people and the Mexicans and everybody else in America. And we got, you know what I'm saying? We got to fix it all, make it straight. Okay. White supremacy is the way that we are living today. White supremacy has to stop. And when it stops, then it's going to stop where everybody is equal. And I'm not talking about equal money. You still probably have a bunch of people over here with a lot of money and some people over here with average money. But the average money people are going to be, you know what I'm saying, are going to be doing okay enough to survive, no problem. It's not going to be like, okay, you got these people over here being extorted in the middle, the people on the top living the good life that everybody should be living. Then you got these people over here who are committing all the crime because their back's against the wall and they're bumming on the streets and they're becoming drug addicts and prostitutes. We're going to switch it out to where everybody able to, you know what I'm saying, just live a decent life. After 10 to 15, 20, 50 years of this, okay, our society is on a way higher level. To get there, first we have to grow there. We have to go there. So then that means we have to address our problems, issues that we have socially and racially in America. We can't just ignore this and think it's going to go away. Black people have a valid argument. White people have an argument. They have a valid argument. We have to acknowledge both people's argument. You know, we have to acknowledge everybody's feelings. If we acknowledge everybody's feelings and we acknowledge everybody's arguments, then we start getting to an understanding. You got some people that'll say, I can't get in a relationship with somebody of this race. And it's like, that's a pseudo form of racism. Okay, I'm a man. I want a girlfriend. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, you're white, so I can never be with you. You know, I'll have sex with you and everything, but I can never really take you serious. And there's a lot of black people like that. They'll never take a white person serious. It's small, minute reasons why we sit here and size each other up. All black men are not the same. So it's ridiculous for any white woman to say, oh, I'm not going to date black men because of blah, blah, blah. Whatever you try to come up with, it's not going to make sense. You are going to come off racist because that is a passive aggressive form of racism. All black people are not the same. So to say it's impossible for you to fall in love with somebody just because they're black, okay, that's racist right there. And we got to call it out. We got to call it for what it is instead of trying to massage this crap. You know, but it's okay. You can have your preference. I can say, well, I prefer black women. What is that preference saying? Okay, it's saying, okay, if you're a white woman, you don't have a chance with me because I'm never going to take you serious. I'm always going to use you and abuse you and things of that nature. Because why? I prefer a black woman, but and you follow that, it's always going to come out racist. Okay, I'm a man, so I prefer women. I'm not gay. I don't care, dude, what you say, I'm never going to do anything with. You're never going to touch, never going to happen. Okay? And that's because I'm not gay. So that's a real thing. That's a real preference. But for me to say, oh, this Eskimo lady, I don't want to date any Eskimos. Natural. That's not even natural. So you're backing it up with some kind of superficial idea that's bringing you back to the president of racism. I've had a lot of relationships with black women, and they've all done me wrong. All of them. They all slept around on me. Every single one of them. And I've had relationships with white women that never slept around on me. They never did. One of them did, though. I haven't had that many girlfriends. I can tell you for sure that all the black ones were sleeping with other people, like all the time. In my primitive mind, I'm starting to think like white women are better than black women when it comes down to having a true, real relationship and really finding true love in a woman. A lot of black guys will go towards white women because it feels like these black girls are trying to be a gold digger, and so they're keeping their options open. So they're messing around with this one, that one, this one, and that one, this one, and that one, and waiting to see which one of them plays out. and it's not fair for me to judge all black women like that. I'm not judging all black women like that. But it's easy for anybody to get on that situation. And that's usually when you hear people talking about a preference, they're going by their history. White people looking at black people like it's something wrong with them. Black people looking at white people like it's something wrong with them. Black people think that there's something wrong with white people. When you look at history, you see all this stuff that white people did to people, and it's exposed now. So it's exposing the white people, and it's making them look like they're unethical. And then this white people is looking like, well, y'all black people, look at what y'all doing right now today. Belittling each other, shooting each other, killing each other. Y'all doing each other worse today than we did back in the day. That makes y'all look bad. We all look bad. These Mexicans, they look bad too. They look bad. We all look bad because there's no such thing as one race being better than another race unless you're talking about the computers and the robots. People, we're all fallible, and we all are making bad decisions constantly, daily. It's not fair to blame all the people who look like that person because they messed up. But you got black people out there, black women, who are scared of white men because they think they're just like Jeffrey Dahmer or Charles Manson. They think they're serial killers. You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to go ahead and address all this. And where better to address all this than in the social atmosphere where we're all negotiating this new lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Really and truly, we got to get rid of black and white to make this transition. We got to get rid of both the white and the black. What is black? You can't really define that anymore. What's white? You can't define that anymore. It used to be you define black by slave and you define white by master. Now you can't do that, because you got black masters and you got white slaves. I mean, it's all jumbled up now. It's every man for himself. Now, what is black? What is white? We need to define it. And then we need to destroy it. We need to destroy white and we need to destroy black. If you're white and you're talking about your white pride, then that's going to be offensive. And I'm going to tell you why. Because white people, everything that they have to be proud of is based on white supremacy. Anything that a white man says he wants to be proud of, it's going to lead back to white supremacy and death and destruction for others. It's kind of illegal for a white man to have pride. Okay, let's go ahead and say what's the elephant in the room. It's almost illegal for a white man to have pride in himself because of the simple fact of what that means. Because white pride means pride in white supremacy. Because that's all that's ever been. Anything that a white man is proud of is leading back to white supremacy. It's because of something that has to do with white supremacy. Every single time. We're going to have to get rid of that whole situation to where a white person can say, I'm proud to be white. No, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. We got to just let that go. It's not happening. We just got to get rid of white. You know what I'm saying? We got to get rid of black too. That's embarrassing just as much. It's all embarrassing because what we're doing is we're upholding some kind of racial battle. Oh, I'm proud of being black. What, you proud of being black? What is being black? I mean, what is being black? It's hard to prove you black. Even though you got black skin, you still don't qualify. Black people don't accept you if you're not black. Just because you got black skin, that don't mean black people will accept you. Black people will not support you if you don't do what they, for a lot of black people probably don't support me because of the whole Antichrist part of my name. They don't support that because most black people are Baptist. Most black people is hardcore in the church. They're not trying to support anything that says Antichrist in it. So they're not, and for that purpose only, a lot of black people ain't gonna support me because they're like, no, you're not black. You're being white, or you're being something else, or you're being this, or you're acting, and see, okay, that's not good. That's not good, black people. You don't sit here and throw your own people out. You know what I'm saying? If you're a homosexual, black people, they don't want to support you. They ain't trying to support anybody that's on a homosexual, knowing they got all these homosexuals in the family, in the church, and all that. But they still talking about they don't want to support you because you are homosexual. And it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of not even sounding cool, black people, because that it's all about equality. And it ain't about what somebody else is doing. But yeah, black people will do that. The black community will they will forsaken you if you don't go to church and if you on some gay stuff. They'll turn their back and they'll say, oh, you're not black, you're not black. So we got to get rid of black because that's tearing the black people apart. You have to be this in order to be black. That's not fair because now you're telling me what I'm have to be. And then if I'm not that, then I'm not a real person. It's like, okay, well, look, you know what? I don't want to be black. You can take it and shove it. Okay? Take your blackness and shove it. All right? That's how I feel about it because it's like no matter what I do, I'm never going to be black enough. The only way I can be accepted for being black is if I'm out here doing what these rappers are doing. You know what I mean? Exploiting my blackness. And it's like, okay, that's what being the ultimate of being black is, to exploit your own, you know what I'm saying, your own blackness and to make yourself look ridiculous and foolish and act like, you know what I'm saying? So doing the right thing is not the right thing. I mean, come on now. I mean, that's got to go. All of that has to go because that's self-degrading. That's got to go. Being black is got to go. Being white has got to go. It's not cool to be black or white anymore. It's not cool. It's just not cool. And it's not cool to be Mexican either. It's cool to be American. Okay? It's cool to be an American. And that's what I'm talking about now. We're gonna annex the whole idea of being a race. We finna be something else. I don't know what it is yet, but we ain't finna be blacks and whites and Mexicans. We got to get rid of it so we all have the same culture now that's highly creative, and now we have individuality. So all of us are individual instead of some racial group that is unsupportive of itself and is self-depreciating. Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying. I just want to jump in on the situation because this is a bar. I'm trying to let people know who I am and how I feel about things and what I represent. And when it comes down to race relations, I'm hardcore on that. You hear me in every video saying the same thing: white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy, because we have to get away from this white supremacy situation. Then we got to get rid of these cultures, this black and this white culture. What is it to be black and what is it to be white? We're finna get rid of that. We're finna make something new. It's time for something new. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, we need to go to a new level. We need to be creative now. We need to be creative, come up with something new. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Out with white supremacy.